Hi, I'm Kristjan, co-founder and CEO at 50skills, and this is our story. 50skills is an HR automation platform for seamless employee journeys and enhanced productivity. Now, a bit about us. Today, we're helping thousands of managers achieving one milestone at a time. We began in 2018 when we launched our first product, Hire, and that was a product that helped employers to find, qualify, and onboard new hires. This particular product was built to integrate with other tools that were currently being used at the workplace. Now, soon after we had talks with our customers, we learned that they really wanted an add-on that was an onboarding feature, which we introduced, which worked in a way that we would help companies to once they've made a decision on who they wanted to hire, would help them build a workflow, a funnel of all the different things that should occur once that hiring decision had been made. So we'd basically meet up and map up how the onboarding journey would look like, and then we would build integrations with all the tools they used so that they could onboard someone, collect some information from that individual, and then reuse that information to create users in all of their systems, to create employee contracts, to get things signed, etc., and getting a good overview of how things worked. Now, during that time, we started talking with our customers about what our product could do and couldn't do, and where the possibilities were. And we ended up having tons of dialogues where they would mention to us that they really wanted to use the product for more things. Like the product was lightning fast. It really helped them solve the problems that they were working on at their workplace. But what about offboarding? What about crossboarding? What about other internal processes? There's so many things that happen when you're onboarding someone that you might want to use for other types of people processes. And also, a lot of our customers, they wanted to have more self-service. It's not like they don't want to have a system where you necessarily go and you ask for help and then our team needs to do the work. And sometimes there's costs involved and sometimes not. They want to be able to do the work completely on their own. So because of that, we really met with dozens of our customers. We mapped up how would the perfect product look like in a dream scenario. Like, how would you want it to work? What should it do? And what problems could this product solve? And we went to nitty-gritty details, mapping up exactly how onboarding would work from every step of the process, into various other scenarios. How they wanted the overview of people that they're hiring and onboarding to be, etc. And we ended up designing something that we feel is the ultimate builder of workflows that include people that goes through those workflows. And that's where, so we raised the funding in 2022. We did bootstrap for the years before as a profitable company. We raised funding to really double down on this new vision of building a new product that we call Journeys, which enables people to easily build and deploy internal processes that integrate with what they already use to build transformational experiences. So think of this as a canvas of your imagination where you can truly build, just like you'd map up an idea on a canvas and a whiteboard, that this platform is a place that you can truly, bring those ideas to life. Now, throughout our journey, we work with a number of brands in various industries, helping solve various people problems. And I think with that experience, we want to map up some of the highlights of why people need journeys. Now, if we just take the common HR process experience, the feeling is that it's the processes that are there are time consuming. They're prone to errors. They're often demotivating for new employees, and the satisfaction is not too high. And that's led us to kind of map up a few things that we really want to highlight in solving. One of them being repetitive manual entries into systems, endless back and forth communication, time-consuming paperwork, just general poor overview of how things are done. Like we're seeing people use some old module in an HR system or task management software. It's not really up to date, or a spreadsheet in Google Sheets or Excel to get overview. It's not ideal. And then, just forgetting to send important information at the right time. And with Journeys by 50 Skills, we're truly able to, automate these things, have messages, provide documents that can be created and sent to the right places. Overview is a huge component, like making sure that people actually see what's going on with the people that are being moved through these processes, and sending reminders in the right time at the right place. Now, today's HR managers, they recognize the efficiency and productivity benefits of automation. Automation makes sense. If you can use a bulldozer, don't use a shovel. And with Journeys, it truly empowers you to automate your people processes without the necessity of using developers to do it. So the idea is not that you go into a room and map up what you think needs to get done with all the stakeholders, and then there's a project proposal, and then you get it approved, and then there's the budget, and and it might take weeks, and it takes a little bit longer. Processes that most people find are they have experience with because they're the norm. But the reality with this product is that you can go in and you can build it, and if you need to iterate it, you could either build a new process, duplicate the current one, and iterate a little bit and test it out, maybe do A/B testing. But it's a tool that modern people, non-developers, can use to really get things going and automate things at the workplace. So let's go into how it works. Now, there's tons of videos online on YouTube that you can go on, and other help articles and things like that. But just kind of the highlights of how the product works. You start by going into the product and mapping up any process within your org with this simple UI interface that you can see here. And you just drag and drop the actions to create the process that you want to see. Like in the image that we're looking at here, for example, this is a simple process. A traveler would go into this process, they would get a form sent, and once they'd finished filling out this form, the traveler, the person going through the journey, would then get a contract sent to its supervisor for reviewing. Once reviewed and approved, a contract would get created, sent to e-signing. Once signed, it gets stored. And then some interesting commands. In this case, the system would wait until 7 days before this person starts. And then there's messages sent to the new hire and potentially people in their team about various things. Now, this is not like a fancy design that is just kind of shown here for the purposes of this kind of deck that we're going through. Like, this is just one process that you can build in minutes. And you can have multiple of these, because maybe you want to have a different experience for someone being onboarded for a C-level role versus for maybe someone being hired for a summer intern or as a contractor. Now, the unique component here, and which makes the product experience interesting, is the matching of what we call the workflow itself, the journey, and the people that go through that journey. So every journey, what makes it unique is that you need to put people through the journey itself. And we call those people travelers. So you can add any travelers to your journey, and then you really get an overview of where they are in a process. You can think of this as like people kind of going through different steps in the journey. It could be steps with different branches. So based on how you answer certain things, they'll move in a certain direction. But the system has been designed in a way that you can really get the overview of where things are, and you can easily see if something is stuck, where it's stuck, why, and make sure that the right reminders and pushes get moved forward. And so, how does it work? You just watch the journey unfold, and what you're watching here on the image here is a simple journey where a traveler is pushed through it. Once the journey starts, the next step in the process will take place. And in this case, for example, depending on how they answer it, different things will happen. So it's really about seeing travelers go through the journey, and then to truly pause, learn what's working, iterate on the things that you feel could potentially be improved, and then repeat to really get this process right. And so it's really about, because you have this new type of control, you can start to build personalized experiences for the people in your organization or around the processes around you as an employer. And what we mean by that you could use the tool to automatically send email or text messages or messages through platforms that you use, platforms like Slack or other types of communication platforms internally. And you can make sure that the right people get sent messages at the right time. So, somebody finishes filling out some sort of paperwork, like you might want to send a text message or an email message to an individual, notifying them that this is something that they need to do. And then, you could wait 2 weeks perhaps before their first workday, and then notifying them with a personalized message like, hey, we'll see you in 2 weeks. And then finally, just 1 day before they start, you might want to have different types of reminders, in this case, sent to the supervisor, making sure that the supervisor of this individual gets everything ready for their first workday. And you can use, there's forms that are built into the tool, so you can build these forms on your own within the tool. And within these forms, you can collect information and build experiences with videos and images, and reuse the inputs that you get later in the journey. So you might, for example, want to send a welcome, a form, like a welcome on board to the traveler. And it might look like this. And within this form, there's like a certain text and image. And at some point, you might want to ask about the LinkedIn profile of this new hire. Now, 7 days before this individual start, you might want to send an email to, let's just say, everybody that's on this person's team, and encourage them to add this individual on LinkedIn. And because you got the LinkedIn profile in the form they filled out, you can really start to automate these things. Now, in your case, it might not make sense to use LinkedIn. It might make sense to maybe have a fun fact about the individual, or get a personalized gift ready, or a personalized learning experience. But you can really start to put these variables together and build the experience that you feel makes sense for them. Now, you can you don't need to use only the actions that are available in our platform. You can literally build everything from different forms to integrations to various types of actions within the platform itself, completely on your own. The forms themselves, we have a form builder, so you can kind of drag and drop different things into forms, and you can add images, and you can record videos and add learning videos and tools and tutorials into these forms, and it's super easy to build. So one form could be for onboarding, but another form might be something way more simple, like just approval request for vacation, or to receive a reimbursement of some expense. So you can really start to put these processes together and start automating things at the workplace. The product also has a marketplace app directory, so you can really build the perfect workflow with the apps that you love. So you can go to our marketplace, you can take a look at some of the services that have already been added by our team, but you can also go in there on your own and add whatever integration you want. Now, if you're not a developer or people with technical expertise, you can ask someone from our team to help out, or you can ask someone technical on your end to do it. But the product itself offers, it's not just an API, it offers you the capability of building integration actions on your own. And once you've added those integration actions, you will see them appear in the product, and you can start to drag and drop them with other things that you've built. As an example, you might not want to send an email message to someone when they start their first workday. You might want to send a Slack message. You can build an integration with Slack and make sure that happens there instead of the email. Simple example. Maybe Slack's not a tool that you use. You could pick another platform that makes sense for you. So definitely take a look at the marketplace. And again, if you don't see a product there, doesn't matter. You can still go on and play with the integration tool to build whatever you want. Now, to kind of just double down on what I'd said before, if you have added something in the tool itself, it will appear here under the action integrations below. And so one action could be, for example, to create a user in a system. Another action could be to send a message through that system to a certain person. It could be to create a task in a task management software that you use at your workplace. So whatever it may be, start to map up the apps that you're currently using and how you want certain workflows to be and how they flow between apps, and use this tool as an amplifier to really highlight the core processes in your org and simplify how things get done. So again, there's a ton of use cases here, but some of the common use cases are things like onboarding. You're hiring someone, start collecting information from that individual and automate the rest of the funnel there. If certain things shouldn't be automated, put them down in a way where you can manually you can manually have someone with a to-do list of finishing it at that step. Crossboarding, giving someone promotion, changes in job, people potentially moving between an organization. There's a ton of things that happen in onboarding that also take place in crossboarding. So take a look at some of the offerings there. And offboarding, someone is leaving the organization in good or bad. There should be a process for that. And you can take a look at our website for tons of examples of some good practices there. But again, just like with onboarding, a lot of things can be reused in the crossboarding and offboarding stage. But these are only 3 examples. The reality is that the possibilities are endless. And our vision is truly to empower people with processes. So you can, use the product to send out surveys about how an onboarding experience was, or something completely different within the organization, some completely different experience. Because you can build any type of form you want, and you can trigger them to happen at certain dates. For example, the first workday, last workday, or at certain event days that you have occurring. You can use it to do things like assign a buddy and a mentor at the workplace. You can do it to gather fun facts. You can do it to send things for e-signing, to create paperwork, PDF that paperwork, and get it signed to the right people with whatever e-signing platform that you use. You can even use it to either do background checks or trigger background checks with the background check software that makes sense for you wherever you're located. We have started pushing out various types of templates on our website. So just go to 50skills.com/templates and take a look at some of the examples there. Many of the examples already have templates that can be duplicated or videos that's easy to watch and kind of see examples of how they're built. So just go ahead, copy these. And if you've built journeys that you'd like to share, let us know. It's going to be easy for customers at later stages to share their journeys. But for now, get in touch with our team and tell us what you've built and how it's been helping you. You can view some of the examples again here just on 50skills.com/templates and encourage you to take a look at those. But I think the bottom line here is that with this new offering, you become an employer that gets things automated, which saves energy, time, and money. You become more professional, which truly increases retention of the people at the workplace. And ultimately, you become way more productive. And that truly enhances performance. There's even some interesting research that just being in a productive environment itself enhances the performance of everyone else in the environment. So we welcome you to join thousands of managers who trust 50 Skills. Here are some pictures of people on our team, and encourage you to try it today. Thanks for listening.